Welcome to Unit 2 of AP Biology, and in this unit we're going to learn everything from cells and their function all the way to endosymbiosis. So please come and join our community. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them. Now the big idea connection here is that we have cells that needs to exchange materials with the environment, okay? And it also needs to let some things out. And we need to understand that some molecules can be transferred without energy, so energy is not required, okay? Osmosis, for example, also is the movement of water, and it also requires no energy. And then active transport requires energy in the form of ATP. And also for vesicular transport, where it's endo and exocytosis, also requires energy. Passive transport means that no ATP is required, that molecules naturally move from where they are in a high concentration, they move across the membrane to where there is a low concentration. It wants to move that way anyway, so it's just flowing with the concentration gradient. So it's from a high concentration to a low concentration, and it requires no ATP. Active transport, on the other hand, is when I have a high concentration on the one side and I have a low concentration on the other side, but I want these molecules to go out. Now, because I'm moving against the concentration gradient, I need to pay for that. I need to pay an energy for that. So that is where I'm going to be using ATP. So we'll use ATP, this molecule would, to move it through that channel against the concentration gradient. Now, if we look at the difference between passive and active transport. So with passive transport, we get two types. We get simple diffusion, okay? And this is when the substance can easily cross the membrane from a high concentration to a low concentration. So no energy input is required. Sometimes it needs to be facilitated. And if it's facilitated, it is helped along with a protein, like a protein channel. But no energy is required because it's moving from a high concentration to a low concentration. But it's just getting some existence moving through the membrane because this molecule might be charged. Okay, and then we have active transport. So they use transport proteins, and we are moving from a low to a high concentration. Okay, and in order to do that, to move against this concentration gradient, I need to use ATP or cellular energy to get that molecule to the other side. ATP. Now, endocytosis. Okay, endo means inside, cyto means cell, and this suffix means process. So it's a process to get things inside the cell. And it's where things move in. So what happens is the plasma membrane, so this is a substance that we want. So the plasma membrane would fold in on itself like that, okay, to take in this substance. And then it would pinch off and it would form a cell membrane around the material that it took up from the external environment. And this requires ATP energy. Exocytosis is just the opposite. So exo means exit, cyto means cell, and sys is a process. So it's a process to exit the cell. Now, when we have a vesicle, this vesicle wants these substances to go outside of the cell. Okay, so what it does is it fuses with the plasma membrane. So it becomes part of the plasma membrane. And once it fuses, it releases that molecules to the outside. And this process also requires ATP energy. If you enjoyed today's lesson, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and come join us on the Skool.com community page where you'll find AP Bio Blueprints. And if you take a look inside, you will find that Unit 1 is completely free. See you there.